heard the news, I cried, and then I cried some more. His 3 children, Cooper, Tallulah, Willa, they went through my mind. His partner, Mimi, his mother, his brother, his sisters, all of the kids he grew up with who loved him so, he loved them. It's a devastating day. Phil was my student in 1986, his senior year at Fairport High. He was making his career as a young actor at that time. I knew him as my student, very intellectually curious, fun-loving, kind of a guy who always is trying to get to the bottom of everything, try to get to meaning. And of course I knew his older brother very well, Gordy, so that was kind of my entree with him. You know, hey dude, I know your older brother kind of thing. And then I saw him work as a young actor, a high school actor. He had the lead in Death of a Salesman as Willie Loman, which I always kidded his theater teacher, Midge Marshall, that I thought that was malpractice to put a high school boy in the most difficult, tragic role in the American theater. We put the show on in front of 700 students, his peers, in the high school auditorium, very heavy play, and he blew their minds. It was clear to everyone at that point that Phil was an extraordinary and gifted talent.
A theoretical philosopher, but above all, I am a man.
I loved his art, but we loved him, I loved him. And he was always the same guy, super genuine. Reach out to him, humble, generous, available and present to others, unimpressed. He was unimpressed by fame, by anything surface. He didn't care about the surface of life. He cared about what was underneath, the human soul, the depth of the human person. That was always Phil's interest, even as a young man. Whenever he came back to Fairport High, we'd always have a few chuckles. We would be on the texting and on the voicemailing, on the Facebook, and the connection was always there, but you know, I always tried to respect him. Never wanted to be intrusive, you know, your old high school English teacher's bugging you again type of thing. So, you know, we had a wonderful relationship, which I'll always treasure, but I'm just heartbroken for his family. Well, you know, if you're an athlete or a different type of performer, people are heartbroken, but in Phil's case, he portrayed the human soul. People connected it to him at a human level. Their frailties were portrayed by his profound art, and people identified with him in a way that I'm not surprised at all that the whole world is reacting the way they are. I reacted to him as just a high school kid. He was a gifted young man who got it, and we so rarely meet people who get it, who get the human spirit the way Phil Hoffman did. His death does not define him. His life defines his life, and he was an inspiration to so many young people, and I hope he still will be, because his life, his story was the story of his work. It was a story of his humility, his generosity, and not the story of his death.